Alright guys, let's take a look at what I found on this. I don't think this is even a real Weekend Adventure episode, to be honest. This was meant to be a Weekend Adventure episode, but due to the lack of adventure this weekend because of the almost rain and the fact that everybody in Connecticut had their balls shrivel up inside them because of the almost rain, and they canceled like everything that was going to be good about this weekend, tag sale wise and flea market wise. This is just kind of a pickup video, so I'm sorry guys. In this video we have some pickups that I did find at a garage sale. These were definitely consolation pickups. I was really take it or leave it about it. For $4 total, we picked up Eat Lead, The Return of Matt Hazard for the PlayStation 3. I had never heard of this fucking game. It's worth approximately $4 maybe. Little Big Planet Game of the Year Edition, Greatest Hits. Call of Duty World at War. To be honest, I don't know if I have this. And I realistically might be interested in keeping this. Of course, it's a PS3 game. It's not going to scratch. Why am I looking? Because World at War was actually my favorite Call of Duty game to play. And I actually didn't make it through the campaign on this because one of the missions bugged out on me after I beat it. But that was all I found at the garage sales. Other than that, we went to the Grid Games, which I might have some film for you here. So that was a shitty day of garage selling. Heading into the Grid Games. I'm going to trade Carl Suikoden Tactics, which he's looking for I don't know what.
With the book.
And I decided to trade, well, I was going to trade Carl a pickup that I had from a few weeks ago, which was Suikoden Tactics on the PS2, and I traded that pretty much straight up for Operation Wolf, complete in the box, with the protector, which is pretty cool. Means I have an extra protector. And not a bad deal. Game cartridge only is one of the cheapest ones on the NES, and I definitely already have it. So it's basically just a box and manual for me to start stacking up to the ceiling there, which it's been a while since I've added a boxed NES game to the collection, so it's definitely welcome. Aside from that, everything else you're going to be seeing is from a Craigslist deal, from an ad I have posted on Craigslist. It's actually, alright, I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. Anybody in Connecticut, you can skip ahead like 30 seconds in the video. I don't want you to hear this. This is for anybody that doesn't live near me and thus can't negatively affect me by doing this. You know how people will put up Craigslist ads wanting to buy video games? A lot of people do that under the video game section. What you should do is put that under the wanted section, because the people that look in the video game section are the people that know about video games and thus know what they're worth, and you're also going to get flagged by other people that also want to put up similar ads and stuff like that in local stores that flag ads because they want people to bring them into the stores and blah blah blah. Anyways, you put them in the wanted section because the people that would check the wanted section are the old people that are trying to clear out old stuff that they have. And back in the day, the way you would do that is you would look at the wanted section in the paper. So now, if they have the internet, they look at the wanted section on Craigslist. You understand where I'm getting? So I've had 2 pickups in the last month from Craigslist wanted ads because old people have contacted me and have given me really good deals. Not steals by any, stretch of the imagination. I paid a decent price for these games. I didn't rip them off. These are prices that they actually came up with for themselves for the most part. So let's take a look at what I got. Alright, this guy was really cool. He had contacted me. We started texting, picked up the games later that day. Paid $80 for everything else you're about to see in this video. And he also had a Sega Genesis Model 1 that had this note attached to it. And I didn't pick up the Sega Genesis because he would have wanted extra money for it. And to be honest, I don't need a Sega Genesis. I told him that straight up. I was being 100% honest with the guy. And I also told him to look on GameStop's website. If you're looking to get rid of like old systems, you'd be surprised at how much they'll give you, and it doesn't matter if it works. Do not... what does it say? Reg, do not remove. This was taped to the bottom of the system, so we both found this when he was showing me the system, and we decided to open it up. It is a 1-year warranty receipt from FuncoLand from November 17th, 1993. They apparently purchased a cleaner for the Sega Genesis for $15, Rollo to the Rescue for $39.90, TMNT Hyperstone Heist for $39.90, Zombies Ate My Neighbors for $54.95, Aladdin, brand new, for $56.95, and a Game Informer subscription. Apparently FuncoLand back in the day sold Game Informer subscriptions, and that was only $9.88 back in the day. So they rolled into FuncoLand, dropped $229.52 for all that stuff. I have the receipt for it. I thought that was pretty cool. It's a little bit ripped because we didn't know what was in this, and we kind of just ripped it open. And let's see. Basically, this ad, or what this guy had for me, was a bunch of Nintendo games and a couple Sega Genesis games. So for Nintendo, he had Tecmo Bowl, Ultimate Basketball, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out with a really bad label, Codename Viper, Excite Bike, Batman the video game, Al Unser's Turbo Racing, 1942, which I believe I actually need. Unfortunately, the label's a little bit jacked up. I just noticed that. That's unfortunate. I think I have 1943. I don't have 1942. Gotcha, the sport. Is it a paintball game? They had a paintball game on the NES. It's a light gun game. Hide Glide. Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt, of course. And the last NES game, probably the best one out of the bunch, Castlevania. But that's not all. He also had 2 Sega Genesis games. One I've been looking for and I've actually found recently, aka in the last Craigslist deal. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Hyperstone Heist. This one I'm actually going to hold on to. If anybody has a case for this, I would definitely be interested in trading for. I'm only looking for authentic. I don't want any reproduction or whatever fake-ass cases are out there. For some reason, this is a very highly reproed game, and I've been fortunate enough to find a relatively decent label that I really want to hold on to. I've played a little bit of this game. I probably made it to like stage 4 the last 2 times I had it. I'd play it on my Nomad, and I really want to keep this, but I don't keep loose Sega Genesis cartridges. So really looking for a case for this. Everything else on eBay is basically I'd have to buy the game complete and then sell the extra cartridge, and I don't want to do that. That's a lot of money for basically just a cartridge and manual. And the last Sega Genesis game they had was Rollo to the Rescue, which I legitimately have no idea what is. But I did look it up because he sent me a picture of, or the list of the games. I don't remember if he sent me a picture or a list. I get that confused. I know the guy before this sent me a list, but not a picture. Anyways, Rollo to the Rescue. Don't know what this game is, but it's worth about $20 loose, which is a-okay in my book because I'm going to need to recoup from this quite a bit. He also had another game that he basically, I got there and he kind of started thinking about what he does have, because he does flea markets. He usually sells at them, not video games. And I guess he's picked these up over time. Why he did, I don't know. Maybe he thought it was a good deal. Definitely probably was if he was willing to sell them for 80. Probably made some money for him. He had a few more games. There were some 2600 games. Atari 2600, not interested. Not very interested in that at all. But he did have an extra game for the PlayStation 1. It's actually a long box game. And unfortunately, it's not the right game in the case. Kingsfield has Kingsfield 2 in it. But the way this is going to work out, I'm going to use some crazy glue, fix the top there, because the case has seen better days, and it's a game I really would like in my collection, so I've decided I'm going to sell Kingsfield 2, disc only. I've already purchased the disc on eBay for the first Kingsfield game for about $19 shipped, which is not a bad deal. And I'm going to have this complete enough for me. I mean, boxing game for a long box game, that's fine with me. And this he actually just threw in, which I was thankful for because I didn't have smaller denominations than 20s, and I already had paid him the 80. So if he wanted a little bit more for the Kingsfield game, I was probably going to have to leave it behind, because I wasn't going to drop 20 on it, that's for sure. Let me know what you think about that pickup, and what you think about me doing these random kind of pickup videos, if I have them, for when Weekend Adventure just kind of falls through. I believe the weekend you're watching this should have some pretty good weather, so hopefully we could actually find some shit, and we don't have to do this again too soon. But like the video, comment below, subscribe if you're new, go check out my Patreon page if you so care to become a Patreon, one of the members of the real inner circle, or whatever I'm calling it over there. I actually need to work on my Patreon. I really do. I need suggestions also for what to even offer my Patreon subscribers, because everything I can think of is something I'd want to do for you anyway, and I wouldn't want to put it behind a paywall, to be honest. So if you have any suggestions for that, I'd really appreciate it. Do all those other things that I've already said, and as always, keep it real, Internet. I love you guys.